down so that you've got great reference points, okay? So down the line, what line, right? The yellow line, that's my target line. That's where I'm wanting to go, right? It doesn't matter where you are, okay? So when you're coming in and you're gonna videotape, don't put the lens down this line. Rather, put the lens down here where the back edge of the club is, right? There's the back edge of the club. And so your camera should be pointing right to here, should not be pointing to the target line, okay? What are we looking for? We're looking to see how does the club head move in and up and then back down and out to that line. Is it coming in too far? Is it staying out for a bit? Or, how is it going, how is it moving itself in and up and then down and out, right? So you're gonna get a lot of great indications from this view of how this shaft and club is moving, right? We know that if we're coming down to the ground incorrectly, we're not gonna make solid contact. We know if we're, running off to this side or over to this side, right, we're not gonna get it lined up. So that's the down the line view right there, and that's the Y to the down the line view. And the face on view would be one where, if I was going, this direction, now you're just gonna take and put the camera right 90 degrees to my body, to my intended target line. So my target line's here, there's the 90 degree, right? Make sure you can see that, your shoes, make sure you can see up at the top of the club, right? What we're looking for over here is we're looking for a number of things, right? We want to see, how are you using the ground? Are you sliding to the side? Are you standing up too quickly, right? How are you rotating? How's the upper body relationship with the lower body relationship? Are you creating the separation correctly? Are you too far behind? Are you too far in front of it, right? This is all about body movements over here, because when you go and put those two side by side, right, the down the line and the face on, right, you're gonna see, okay, oh, I see the mistake over here with my body. How does that translate to, what does that do to the shaft, right? What does that do to the club face, right? What kind of position does it put those in there? And so now you can go, okay, you get this cause and effect. Oh, if I do this, it puts the shaft here, I get that result. If I put the shaft here and do this with my body, I get a more positive result. So you need the two camera angles, okay? So let's just say, for the sake of discussion, when you were coming videotaping down here, that, let's say that your player was standing right here and you said, okay, well, I'm gonna stand, 5 steps, a step is a yard, right? So 5 yards, 6 yards, okay? Somewhere in there, so you mess with it, but it's gonna be about 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 yards, somewhere in there, okay? So if you're 5 to 8 yards, from here, and you go, okay, yeah, that's really good video, okay? Always, as many times as possible, if you're doing face on, okay, be 5 to 8 yards, okay? And then, if you're videotaping down the line like this, and you go, oh, 5 to 8 yards seems to be there, always take 5 to 8 yards, okay? So try to be consistent with, one, setting the camera up in the correct spot. So this is gonna be going down the back edge of the club. This one's gonna be coming in, 90 degrees to your intended target line. Just center your body, okay? And if you say, well, I usually put the camera at 5, 6, then do it right there. Because if we start working together, you start sharing video, when you start sending me videos that are off angle, right there, it gives me a different perspective, gives you a different perspective, and it's perspectives that we don't want. We want to deal with facts, so you always want to be right on those 2 lines, okay? So the more times you work with your videotape, the better. If you screw up the swing, hit delete, right? Okay, if you connect with me on the app, you can store all your swings on there. You can store them, rewatch them, share them, you can analyze them, draw some tools, put a reference tool. If you go, oh man, I think I'm moving to the side right there, get yourself situated in there, right? And then you draw, a red line, a yellow line over here, and you start to go, oh boy, yep, sure enough, I'm moving my hip over, okay? Or I'm worried about, when I start to come up that my head falls too far forward and I can't control the top angle. And, so you put a line up here and you go, oh yeah, that should be more like right there, okay? So the visual feedback you're gonna get from that, the feedback you're gonna get from me, it's gonna be valuable, so use the video all the time. Use those 2 angles, now you know the why, now you know the how. So go do it.